Hi, my name's Molly. I run a small business called Secret Attic Treasures where I sell homemade jewellery, and today I'm going to show you how I make these backing cards. They are made on, I want to say 200 GSM card and stamped individually, but I just wanted to take you through the process. First things first, these are the stamps that I use. I found these both in charity shops in COVID, which was just pure chance, but I'm so glad that I picked them up. But you can find them in all local craft stores. So I know Hobbycraft has some big ones which are quite handy. This dragon one is my most used one. I use this for almost all of my backing cards, except maybe if I make some butterfly earrings or something, in which I'll use this stamp, which is sort of like cherry blossom sakura sort of thing. I just really like the pattern of it, and I'm so glad that I picked them both up because I put them down and almost didn't get them. And these stamps are all from my boyfriend's mum that she won in a raffle for me, which is so sweet. I use these on sometimes envelopes or just wherever I see fit, really. These are all rubber stamps, which I would say is the most common. They're not like the highest quality. You can get some that are made of metal, which won't wear down, but these won't wear down for years and years and years, so they'll be fine to use. So getting on to the actual making of the backing cards, these are the bases that I use. So this is something that I have designed in Procreate and then saved as a PDF, and my mum has imported it into Cricut so that she can cut them out for me, so I not print them. As I said earlier, this is 200 GSM craft card, which has little flecks of different colours in, which I think is really nice. I have bought this from all over. I've bought a pack from Hobbycraft, a pack from some local craft suppliers, and they're all pretty much the same, so just whichever one is most cost effective or easy to buy is perfect. The next stage is obviously using the ink to create the design on the backing card. I use this permanent ink, which I think I got from Hobbycraft, I'm not 100% sure, but you can definitely get it in there. It doesn't really matter which one you use, I just find it doesn't bleed very much, like if they happen to get wet. So this is obviously what they look like after they've all been stamped. This may all seem pretty obvious to you, in which case you probably haven't watched this far into the video, but there are a few things I'll take into consideration. For example, the quality of the card that you use will depend on how heavy the earrings that you can hang on it are. So if I had, for example, 80 GSM paper, which I believe is the thickness of just like standard A4 paper, you wouldn't be able to hang even a charm earring on it, and you wouldn't be able to hang it on anything to display it, whereas something like 200 GSM, which is what I'm using, you can hang quite heavy things on it. You should also consider the inks that you're using. So if you're using these for outside markers, a permanent ink is going to be more beneficial to you, because even a little bit of rain might spread some of the cheaper ink. That's just something you sort of have to play around with and figure out, because there may be some cheap inks that don't spread at all, and you can just save loads of money on not buying the branded expensive ones. I wouldn't do this before you go out, because this is what my hands look like after using that ink, and it's not easy to get off. I tend to use either washing up liquid because it's a bit stronger than soap, or have to use some sort of alcohol like hand sanitizer to get it off. And on that note, protect your surfaces if you're using a permanent ink and you've got a nice desk. Mine was just cheap and I'm not really too fussed about it, hence the fact there's loads of ink all over it. Now this is what a batch of backing cards looks like. I don't really know how many are here, but they will last me for quite a while. The next thing to do is put holes in them to put the earrings through. I don't do this all in one, because smaller earrings I put the holes further down, and longer earrings I put the holes further up, just so they're sort of central. However, I did these just as I got an order, so I did have one to show you. I do this with a box cutter. This is definitely not the best way to do it, it's definitely not the safest, so be careful. I've stabbed my fingers so many times, but I sort of just twist the corner of the blade into it. I tend to do it about a third of the way in each side. It depends how like wide your earrings are, because some I have to do a little bit further out than others. And obviously once you've made that hole, pop your earring in and check it's in the right place. I've done this before doing the second one. I don't know why I've left the earring in there. It's the worst idea I've ever had. I think potentially to show you how to line it up. Don't do it while the earring's in there, it's so much more difficult. Anyway, you obviously need to put your other earring in, and then these will fall off if you don't have anything securing them on the back. So I have a load of these rubber earring backs. They are super duper cheap, so I would definitely recommend getting them. I don't know where I found these. I think I got them in a pack of earring hooks, but I don't remember seeing them in anywhere like Hobbycraft, so you might have to shop around a little bit for them. So here's the finished product. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more behind the scenes, and I'll see you again with another video shortly.